A lifetime of devotion and determination. And still only one will win the prize that eludes so many. Elegance and artistry grace the Russian Svetlana Khorkina. Could that be what sets her apart? Romanian Gina Gojan has been called champion before, but never with the words all around attached to the title. This is the medal she craves, but competition is everywhere. That includes teammate Simona Amanov. And just a year ago, America and gold were interchangeable. Now it's up to Dominique Moceanu and her teammates to regain glory. One woman, one champion tonight. Majestic Lausanne, Switzerland, where gymnastics royalty had gathered to compete for the honor of world champions. Welcome back to Malay Arena for ABC Sports' continuing coverage of the World Gymnastics Championships. Hello again, everyone. I'm Robin Roberts. Hope you were with us earlier today for the women's team final. Another impressive performance by the Romanians as they claim their third consecutive world championship. Now, it's every woman for herself, the individual all-around final, the highest honor. And it's always an honor to be in the company of former Olympians Kathy Johnson-Clark and Bart Connor. The favorite tonight, I should say the overwhelming favorite from Russia, Svetlana Khorkina, she has been so dominant in this competition.
Before coming here, I never would have predicted that Khorkina would be in this position. With a new and much more challenging judging system in place, I thought there was no way she could be competitive. Instead, she has been ingenious in designing her routines to meet the new standards. And she uses every ounce of her talent to enthrall audiences with a unique presentation. With her flair for the dramatic and expressive choreography, she is indeed out of the ordinary.
Yes, she is special, much like Bart. Okay, let's talk about the American story last year. Dominique Dawes and Shannon Miller were able to compete for the all-around title. What is the story tonight?
Well, it's very different than it was last year in Atlanta, because after the very disappointing effort by the U.S. in the team competition here, where they seem to lack intensity and focus, their performance tonight is not about medals, but about regaining some respect. For the United States, Christy Powell and Dominique Moceanu will compete, but America's best hope for a top 10 finish rests with Kristen Maloney. Also competing today are Olympic silver and bronze medalists in the all-around from Romania, Gina Gojan and Simona Amanov. Their consistency will keep them in the hunt for the medals.
Right, Bart, Dominique Moceanu finished 9th at Nationals. She's here at Worlds only because 3 younger Americans did not meet the age requirement. It hasn't been the best championship for the 15-year-old captain.
She has seemed lost all week long. She doesn't have Bella Caroli at her side. She has a new coach, Liviu Maziliu. Kathy, this is a tricky routine for her, isn't it?
And the part that she sometimes has trouble with is coming up right here, the transition to low, pec salto. Oh, right, nicely done.
She's only been training for about a half a year after enjoying the post-Olympic success of last year's gold medal team.
I believe she's doing a double layout dismount here. She threw a more difficult one at the championships, but missed it. This is the smarter idea. Good start for Moceanu. Now, with the new code of points, it's going to be difficult to get a really big score for anyone, but particularly if you don't have enough bonus points in there to have the routine start from a 10.
This has to be a relief for her to get this routine out of the way.
Kathy, you mentioned the difficulty value. This is perhaps the best sequence in the routine right here, this transition to the low bar. But compared to some of the other gymnasts that we'll see in the competition tonight, her start value was only a 9.6. That means that's the maximum score she could get based on the difficulty level of the routine.
And Dominique's score, 9.05. Let's move to the floor. 17-year-old Russian Yelena Produnova. She's strong, trains 36 hours a week.
And Robin, she's particularly strong on the front tumbling, though this first pass takes off going backwards. Notice how she turns and does a double front forward right into another one.
Like it's nothing.
another double front. This time taking off forward. She actually sometimes has some trouble going backwards. She's not as oriented. Let's see if she can make this landing. Oh, just pulled it out.
Yeah.
A ton of bonus in that routine, though, because of those double fronts and the Arabian double front and the combination passes. It'll probably score well.
Well, we'll have her score when we come back. And her teammate, the tall and elegant Svetlana Khorkina of Russia. She is the favorite. Find out why when we continue our coverage of the World Gymnastics Championships. Stay with us, everyone. Khorkina of Russia. She's a Russian national champion, would love to add a world title.
She is really beautiful on this event. Long legs, long lines, and steady, always so steady and calm. Look at the flexibility.
Oh. Very uncharacteristic for her. That's a critical move because that's a combination of dance and acrobatic movements. She needs that as a special requirement on the event.
It's the first break she's had at all throughout all the days of competition. Preliminaries, team, everything. My only fear for her coming into this competition is because of all the preliminaries and the team finals that she might get tired. She's not the type of gymnast that has a lot of reserve.
Conditioning always has been a problem with her, especially her nagging back injury.
This is a beauty, though. Excellent dismount.
Yes, she saved the best for last, but she possibly has left the door open just a little bit.
And she knows it. This was a more serious problem than just the obvious balance break. Usually she gets 0.2 of a point bonus for this special connection and the element. So she'll start from a 9-8.
And when most gymnasts dismount off the end of the balance beam, watch this dismount off the side. It's brilliant, very high, and elegant landing position.
And her score, 9.562. A young American, Kristen Maloney, 16 years old on the vault, placed second at nationals.
She has some of the highest start values of the American team here on vault. This first vault is worth a 9.8, a 1.5 twist. Good landing. Not quite as clean in the air as it could have been, but a very good landing.
That's a good point. She struggled a little bit in the earlier rounds of competition. She's very powerful in vaulting, but this week she's looked a little bit off, a little sloppy in her form.
And her score for her first vault, 9.412. Remember, they'll take the average of 2. By the way, Produnova on the floor, 9.7.
This is a much more difficult vault. A double twist. It's worth a 9.9. It takes a lot to get it around. She just gets it around. Again, a little sloppy in the air, but she's coming up with very good landings.
We'll get to Kristen's score in just a moment.